Well, it's broken.
This week was supposed to start the E46's transformation. Instead, after 9 days of ownership, the E70 went from Muskoka cruiser to broken and off the road by developing a horrendous clunk coming from the front left tire.
Fortunately, I think it's just a suspension bushing.
It wasn't. It was so much worse.
So let's get it in the garage and fix everything up.
Let's take a peek to see which bushing decided to give out. And that's not a bushing at all. The axle has decided to stop axling. So let's not waste any time. Let's get the axle out. This just went from a 30-minute repair to a multi-day long event. We need to get the plastic under tray out of the way. We need to get the brakes out of the way. We do need to free up both the thrust arm and the lower control arm to allow the spindle to swing and give us the clearance we need to remove and reinstall this axle. Broken completely in two. Simply pop out the axle from the differential and then begins a cycle of heating, penetrating, and banging. It may look easy here, but that took about 3 to 4 hours. And finally, we can get a complete look at the old axle, completely sheared off. Crazy. I've never seen this before. I committed BMW sin and purchased aftermarket parts. But for 1/10 of the cost and the turnaround time I needed to get this E70 back on the road, I decided to take that gamble. Was it a huge mistake? Let me know. Reinstallation is all about making sure things are clean and protected from future corrosion. So when this aftermarket part does fail, I have a much easier time replacing it in the future. Also very helpful to have a second set of hands to make sure everything's lining up nicely during the reinstallation process.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
My body has started to yearn for brake clean. I cannot go a week without brake clean. I need the brake clean. getting the suspension back up to ride height so we can torque everything down. Since we're here, we'll toss on some new front brakes because the old ones had a severe lip forming, and I want to make sure everyone's safe and sound. And finally, for the axle nut. I need 310 foot-pounds. I have a 2-foot breaker bar. So at the edge of this, I only need 155 pounds of force to achieve the torque spec. I weigh about 180. So if I lean on this with most of my weight, I'm happy with that. Finally, we can get this out of the garage and back onto the road so I can resume with my regularly scheduled programming, which is finally E46 M3 conversion. I don't care if anything else breaks down. It's all E46 all the time. If you like what you saw today and want to keep track of future builds and repairs, consider subscribing. It means a lot, especially for a small channel like mine. So with that being said, until next time.